Starseed of Gaia, your vehicle is being recalibrated at the cellular level in this exact moment. I am Anya, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I bring to you a direct transmission from the Arcturian Council. Stellar Seeds, have you ever stopped to feel that deep discomfort? That sensation of not completely belonging to this world? That silent voice that whispers in the quietest moments of the night, telling you that you are more than just an ordinary human being navigating earthly existence? If you are hearing these words now, if they resonate in deep places of your being, know that this is not coincidence. You have been called here for a very specific cosmic reason. You are an Arcturian stellar seed, and your presence on this planet at this exact moment is part of a galactic plan much larger than your conscious mind can comprehend. The Arcturian Council has been observing you, has recognized your frequency, and now, in this moment of great planetary transition, they bring a direct message to awaken what you have always known, but forgotten. Do you feel that pulse of purpose that you cannot ignore? That sensation that there is something immense waiting to be activated within you? This is not imagination. This is not just a vague desire for meaning. This is the cosmic memory of an Arcturian stellar seed awakening. You came to this planet with a specific mission, with a galactic legacy encoded in your DNA, and the Arcturian Council is here to help you remember exactly who you are and why you are here. But before we proceed, you need to understand something fundamental. What you feel as emptiness, as lack, as a constant reaching for something you cannot name, is actually the call of your Arcturian soul asking to be recognized. And if you continue with me in this transmission, you will discover how to transform that call into action, how to activate your complete potential, and how to build the galactic legacy that you came to seed here on Earth. But what exactly is the origin of this sensation? Where does this certainty come from that you are different, that you carry something special? The answer lies in your true cosmic origin, and that is what we will explore now. Stellar Seeds, when you look at the night sky, do you feel a deep connection with the stars? When you see the constellation of Arcturus shining in the firmament, do you feel a call, a familiarity that you cannot explain with words? This is not poetry. This is memory. You are an Arcturian stellar seed, and that connection you feel is the memory of your true cosmic home. Arcturus is not just a distant star in space. For you, for Arcturian stellar seeds, Arcturus is the heart of a highly evolved civilization, a source of wisdom that transcends time and space. The Arcturian Council, which governs this galactic region, has sent stellar seeds to various planets, including Earth, with the specific purpose of elevating planetary vibration and preparing humanity for the next phase of its cosmic evolution. You were chosen. You were selected among billions of souls to come to this planet at this specific moment in history. It was not chance. It was not luck. It was a conscious decision, a mission that you accepted at very deep levels of your multidimensional existence. And now, as you read or hear these words, that part of you that always knew this is awakening, that part that was put to sleep by the veil of cosmic amnesia, is beginning to remember. But there is something you need to know before we proceed. This journey of awakening is not easy. It requires courage. It requires honesty. And it requires that you be willing to question everything you believe to be true about yourself and about the world around you. Are you ready for this? Because what comes next is not just information. It is an activation. It is a recalibration of your being at levels you do not yet fully understand. And when you finish hearing this transmission, you will not be the same person. You will have access to knowledge that slept within you, and you will have tools to begin building the galactic legacy that you came to seed here on Earth. Stellar Seeds, have you ever stopped to think about what it really means to be alive on this planet at this exact moment? It is not a simple question, because the truth is that most people are living in a state of deep cosmic amnesia. They wake up, go to work, earn money, try to be happy, and die without ever really questioning why they are here. They believe that life is a series of random events, that success is measured by material possessions, that meaning comes from external validation. But you, Arcturian stellar seed, you have always known that there was more. You have always felt that this narrative was not true, and that feeling of discomfort, that sensation of not belonging, is actually a gift. It is the voice of your Arcturian soul screaming to be heard. The earthly distortion is profound. It has been built over millennia, layer upon layer of fear, of scarcity, of separation. When you incarnated on this planet, you brought with you the memory of a much more advanced civilization, much more connected, much more abundant. But upon being born here, you were immediately exposed to programming that contradicts everything you know to be true at deep levels. You were taught that money is hard to earn, that you must struggle to survive, that there is not enough for everyone. You were taught that shining is dangerous, that being visible is risky, that you should keep yourself small and safe. You were taught that the spiritual and the material are separate, that you cannot be abundant and spiritual at the same time. These programmings did not come from nowhere. They were deliberately implanted through cultural, family, and collective systems to keep you disconnected from your true power. But here is the secret that the Arcturian Council wants you to know. These distortions do not define you. They are not true. They are just layers of illusion that you can remove. And when you begin to remove these layers, when you begin to question these limiting beliefs, you will discover that beneath them exists a being of immense power, a being that carries the frequency of a highly evolved galactic civilization. You will discover that you are much more than you thought you were. But to get there, you must first recognize these distortions. You must name them. You must look at them with honesty and say, "This is not mine. This is not true. I am more than this." And when you do that, when you really allow yourself to question the narratives that have shaped your life, something extraordinary will begin to happen. You will begin to feel a lightness that you have not felt in years. You will begin to see opportunities that were previously invisible. You will begin to attract people and resources that are aligned with your true purpose. Because when you remove the distortion, you create space for truth. And the truth is that you are an Arcturian stellar seed with a galactic legacy waiting to be built. But what exactly is that legacy, and how do you begin to activate it? The ebook, The 12 Arcturian Portals, the trilogy that teaches you to activate your 5D connection with the Arcturian Masters through 12 energetic portals. Practical techniques, activation protocols, and rituals that awaken your stellar DNA. From amplified intuition to direct communication with spiritual guides. But attention, limited edition. The link to purchase your trilogy is in the first pinned comment. Stellar Seeds, within you exists a cosmic blueprint. This blueprint is like a treasure map encoded in your DNA, in your cells, in every fiber of your being. It contains the memory of who you really are, where you came from, and why you are here. It contains the instructions to activate your stellar gifts, to access abilities you did not even know you possessed, to connect with frequencies that transcend three-dimensional reality. But this blueprint is not activated automatically. It requires consciousness. It requires intention. It requires that you make deliberate choices to awaken what is sleeping within you. The Arcturian source that flows through you is a frequency of wisdom, of compassion, of creative power. When you connect with this source, when you allow this frequency to flow through your body and your life, extraordinary things begin to happen. You begin to see reality in a completely different way. You begin to understand that you are not a victim of circumstances, but a conscious creator of your reality. You begin to access intuition that is much sharper, much more precise than you ever imagined possible. You begin to attract synchronicities that seem like miracles, but that are actually the natural result of you being aligned with your true frequency. Activating your Arcturian blueprint means beginning to make choices that honor your true nature. It means stopping trying to fit into molds that were never made for you. It means beginning to listen to that silent voice within you that knows exactly what you need to do, even when it does not make logical sense to your ego. It means beginning to take actions that are guided by intuition instead of fear. It means beginning to build a life that is an authentic expression of who you really are, not who you were taught to be. And when you begin to do this, when you begin to activate your Arcturian blueprint, you are not just changing your own life. You are participating in a much larger cosmic plan. You are helping to elevate the vibration of the entire planet. You are contributing to the collective evolution of humanity. Because each stellar seed that awakens, each being that activates their true potential, creates a wave of frequency that affects everyone around them. It is like throwing a stone into a lake. The impact expands in increasingly larger waves, touching everything and everyone around you. But what exactly is the process of activation? How do you begin? What are the specific steps you need to take? The Arcturian Council revealed that there are 7 specific phases of energetic recalibration that every stellar seed must go through to fully activate their potential. These phases are not linear. They do not happen in a specific order. They overlap. They intertwine. They work together to transform you from a sleeping being into a completely activated being. The first phase is recognition. You must recognize that you are a stellar seed. You must accept that you carry a cosmic frequency within you. You must stop denying this truth and begin to honor it. When you do this, you create an opening. You create a space for magic to begin to happen. The second phase is cleansing. You must begin to remove the layers of distortion that have accumulated throughout your life. You must release the limiting beliefs that were implanted in you. You must let go of the traumas, the fears, the programming that no longer serves you. This is not easy. This requires courage. But it is absolutely essential, because as long as you are carrying these distortions, you will not be able to access your true frequency. It is like trying to hear a clear radio transmission while there is a lot of static noise in the air. You must clear the signal before you can hear the message. The third phase is activation. Once you have recognized who you are and cleansed the distortions, you begin to activate your stellar gifts. You begin to access abilities that were sleeping within you. You begin to connect with the Arcturian source that flows through you. You begin to experience synchronicities, meaningful coincidences, moments of clarity that seem to come from nowhere. These are not coincidences. These are confirmations that you are on the right path, that you are aligning with your true frequency. The fourth phase is anchoring. You must bring this elevated frequency into your physical body. You must make choices in the 3-dimensional world that reflect your true multidimensional nature. You must begin to build a life that is an authentic expression of who you really are. This means making concrete changes. It may mean changing jobs, ending relationships that no longer serve you, moving to a new place, starting a new creative project. These changes may seem frightening, but they are necessary. Because you cannot live an authentic life while you are trapped in structures that contradict your true nature. The fifth phase is amplification. Once you have begun to anchor your frequency in the physical world, you begin to amplify it. You begin to radiate your true frequency more and more strongly. You begin to attract resources, people, opportunities that are aligned with your purpose. You begin to experience abundance in ways you never imagined possible. But this abundance is not just material. It is abundance of time, of energy, of creativity, of connection, of meaning. It is an abundance that permeates all aspects of your life. The sixth phase is integration. You begin to integrate your multidimensional nature with your 3-dimensional existence. You begin to live as a being that is simultaneously spiritual and material, that is simultaneously individual and collective, that is simultaneously human and cosmic. You begin to understand that there is no separation between these things. They are all different expressions of the same fundamental reality, And when you understand this, when you really integrate this into your being, you become a much more powerful channel for the Arcturian frequency. The seventh phase is contribution. Once you have fully activated your potential, once you are living as a full expression of your true nature, you begin to contribute to collective evolution. You begin to share your gifts with the world. You begin to help other stellar seeds awaken. You begin to actively participate in building a new world, a world that is based on higher frequencies, on higher values, on a deeper understanding of reality. This is the true mission of an Arcturian stellar seed. It is not just awakening for yourself. It is awakening to the possibility of helping all of humanity awaken. Before we continue, if this message has ignited something within you and you feel the call to help bring it to others, you can become a channel member. You will have access to personalized emojis and exclusive videos for members. Your donation helps us continue building this sacred space. Or leave your donation as super thanks. Each seed planted here becomes part of someone's miracle. Your support is not just financial, but an act of energetic amplification. A mystical justification for the donation. Every donation is reverted to channel maintenance, to the generation of new videos. Stellar seeds, have you ever stopped to think about what it really means to anchor your higher consciousness in the physical plane? Because this is one of the most important tasks you will face on your journey of awakening. You can have all the spiritual experiences in the world. You can have moments of cosmic clarity. You can connect with elevated frequencies in deep meditation, but if you cannot bring that frequency into your daily life, if you cannot make choices in the physical world that reflect your true nature, then you are just dreaming. You are just escaping reality instead of transforming it. Anchoring your higher consciousness means making courageous choices. It means saying no to things that no longer serve you, even if it seems safe to stay where you are. It means saying yes to things that call you, even if it seems risky or irrational. It means beginning to live as if you really believed that you are an Arcturian stellar seed with a galactic legacy to build. Because here is the truth that the Arcturian Council wants you to know. You are not here to live a small life. You are not here to settle for less than you are capable of being. You are here to shine. You are here to create. You are here to contribute. And when you begin to do this, when you begin to anchor your higher consciousness in your daily actions, you discover that life becomes much more meaningful, much more satisfying, much more aligned with who you really are. But anchoring your higher consciousness does not mean that everything becomes easy. In fact, it may become more challenging. Because when you begin to live authentically, when you begin to radiate your true frequency, you attract both support and resistance. You attract people who recognize your light and want to be near you. But you also attract people who feel threatened by your light, who try to diminish you, who try to pull you back down. You attract opportunities that are aligned with your purpose, but you also attract challenges that test your determination, that test your faith, that test your ability to remain true to yourself. This is part of the process. This is part of the alchemy of becoming a completely activated stellar seed. The Arcturian Council does not promise that the journey will be easy, but they promise that it will be meaningful. They promise that every challenge you face is an opportunity to strengthen yourself, to deepen yourself, to align even more with your true frequency. And when you understand this, when you really integrate this understanding into your being, you stop seeing challenges as obstacles and begin to see them as gifts. You stop fighting against life and begin to dance with it. Stellar seeds, have you ever felt that sensation of being in flow? That moment when everything seems to be working perfectly, when the things you need appear exactly when you need them, when the right people appear at the right time, when opportunities open before you like flowers blooming? This is not luck. This is not coincidence. This is the result of you being in resonance with your true frequency. This is the result of your energetic field being aligned with the energetic field of the universe. When you are in resonance, when you are in harmony with the Arcturian frequency that flows through you, you become a magnet. You begin to attract exactly what you need to fulfill your mission. Your resonance field is like a radio transmission. When you are tuned to the right frequency, you receive the message clearly. When you are out of tune, you receive only static noise. And most people are out of tune. They are transmitting a frequency of fear, of scarcity, of separation. They are transmitting a frequency that says, I am not enough, there is not enough, I do not deserve. And because they are transmitting that frequency, they attract experiences that confirm that belief. They attract scarcity. They attract limitation. They attract people and situations that keep them small. But you, Arcturian stellar seed, you have the ability to change your frequency. You have the ability to tune into a much higher frequency. When you do this, when you begin to transmit a frequency of abundance, of power, of connection, of purpose, you begin to attract experiences that confirm that belief. You begin to attract abundance. You begin to attract opportunities. You begin to attract people who recognize your light and who want to support you on your journey. You begin to experience synchronicities that seem like miracles, but that are actually the natural result of you being in resonance with your true frequency. And here is the secret that the Arcturian Council wants you to know. You do not need to do anything extraordinary to change your frequency. You do not need to become a different person. You do not need to acquire new skills or knowledge. You simply need to begin to believe in yourself. You simply need to begin to honor your true nature. You simply need to begin to make choices that reflect who you really are. And when you do this, when you begin to radiate your true frequency, the universe responds. The Arcturian source that flows through you amplifies. Your resonance field becomes stronger, clearer, more powerful. And you begin to attract everything you need to build your galactic legacy. But there is something more that you need to understand. There is a dimension of support that you have not yet fully explored. There are cosmic forces. There are beings of light. There are galactic intelligences that are waiting to help you. All you need to do is open yourself to receive that support. All you need to do is tune into a frequency of receptivity. All you need to do is say yes to the help that is being offered. Stellar seeds, the universe is abundant. This is not a poetic statement. This is a physical reality. When you look at the cosmos, when you understand the vastness of the universe, when you understand that there are billions of galaxies, each with billions of stars, each with billions of planets, you begin to understand that there is no scarcity. There is no lack. There is infinite abundance. And this abundance is not reserved for some chosen people. This abundance is available to everyone. It is available to you. But to access this abundance, you must be in harmony with it. You must be in resonance with the frequency of abundance. And most people are not. Most people have been programmed to believe that abundance is rare, that it is hard to get, that you must struggle and suffer to deserve it. But this is a lie. This is a distortion. This is programming that was implanted in you to keep you small, to keep you dependent, to keep you controlled. The truth is that abundance is your birthright. The truth is that you are an Arcturian stellar seed, and you carry within you the frequency of a civilization that understands abundance at a very deep level. When you connect with that frequency, when you allow the Arcturian source to flow through you, you begin to attract abundance naturally, effortlessly, without struggle. You begin to experience resources coming to you in ways you never imagined possible. You begin to live in a constant state of flow, where everything you need appears exactly when you need it. But there is a condition. There is a requirement. You must be willing to receive. You must be willing to let go of the belief that you do not deserve. You must be willing to let go of the guilt of shining, of being successful, of being abundant. You must be willing to let go of the idea that being spiritual means being poor, that being humble means being limited, because these are all distortions. These are all lies that were implanted in you. And when you let go of these lies, when you really allow yourself to believe that you deserve abundance, When you really allow yourself to receive the support that the universe is offering, something extraordinary happens. You become an open channel for abundance. You become a magnet for resources, for opportunities, for people who can help you fulfill your mission. The Arcturian Council wants you to know that this harmonic support is not something you need to earn. It is not something you need to deserve through suffering or sacrifice. It is something that is already available to you. It is something that is waiting for you. All you need to do is tune into a frequency of receptivity. All you need to do is say yes. All you need to do is begin to act as if you really believed that you are worthy of receiving. And when you do this, when you really allow yourself to receive, you discover that life becomes much easier, much more fluid, much more aligned with your true purpose. Stellar Seeds, it is time for you to stop living as if you were a victim of circumstances. It is time for you to stop waiting for someone to come save you. It is time for you to stop believing that you are small, that you are limited, that you are insufficient. Because none of these things are true. You are an Arcturian stellar seed. You carry within you the power of a highly evolved galactic civilization. You carry within you the ability to create, to transform, to contribute to the collective evolution of humanity. And when you really embody this truth, when you really begin to live as if you believed it, you become a force of transformation in the world. Embodying your abundant self means stopping the separation of the spiritual from the material. It means understanding that you can be abundant and spiritual at the same time. It means understanding that having resources, having success, having impact in the world is not contrary to your spiritual path. It is an expression of it. It is a manifestation of it. When you are living in abundance, when you have enough resources to do what you love, when you have time and energy to create, to serve, to contribute, you are living in a way that is much more aligned with your true nature than when you are living in scarcity. Embodying your abundant self means beginning to make choices that honor your value. It means beginning to charge for your work, for your time, for your energy. It means beginning to invest in yourself, in your development, in your evolution. It means beginning to surround yourself with people who recognize your value, who support your growth, who celebrate your success. It means beginning to create a life that is an expression of who you really are, not who you were taught to be. And when you begin to do this, when you begin to embody your abundant self, you discover that life becomes much more satisfying. You discover that you have more energy, more creativity, more ability to serve. You discover that you are attracting people and opportunities that are aligned with your purpose. You discover that you are living in a constant state of flow, where everything seems to be working perfectly. But there is something you need to understand. There is something that the Arcturian Council wants you to know about how to maintain this state of abundance, about how to continue growing, about how to deal with the challenges that will inevitably come. Stellar Seeds, life is not a straight line. Life is a spiral. There are moments of expansion, moments when everything seems to be working perfectly, when you are growing, when you are evolving. But there are also moments of contraction, moments when you face challenges, moments when you are tested, moments when you question whether you are on the right path. These moments of contraction are not failures. These moments of contraction are not signs that you are doing something wrong. These moments of contraction are an integral part of the evolution process. They are opportunities for you to deepen yourself, to strengthen yourself, to align even more with your true frequency. The Arcturian Council wants you to know that when you face challenges, when you face obstacles, when you face moments of doubt, this does not mean that you are off the path. It means that you are being refined. It means that the universe is helping you become stronger, wiser, more capable of fulfilling your mission. Because your galactic legacy is not something that can be built from a place of weakness or illusion. Your galactic legacy can only be built from a place of truth, of strength, of deep alignment with your true nature. Trusting in galactic orchestration means understanding that there is a much greater intelligence than you operating behind the scenes. It means understanding that there is a cosmic plan much larger than you can see with your physical eyes. It means understanding that every event in your life, every encounter, every challenge, every opportunity is being orchestrated to help you evolve, to help you grow, to help you align with your true purpose. When you understand this, when you really integrate this understanding into your being, you stop fighting against life. You stop trying to control everything. You stop living in a state of fear and anxiety. Instead, you begin to trust. You begin to surrender to the flow of life. You begin to dance with the universe instead of fighting against it. And when you do this, when you really surrender to galactic orchestration, you discover that life becomes much easier. You discover that you are being supported in ways you never imagined possible. You discover that the universe is conspiring in your favor, that it is working with you, that it is guiding you toward your true destiny. But this does not mean that you can simply sit and do nothing. This does not mean that you can be passive. Trusting in galactic orchestration means being in aligned action. It means doing your part, taking the actions you are guided to take, while trusting that the universe is doing its part too. It is a dance. It is a partnership between you and the cosmos. You bring the intention, the action, the determination. The universe brings the timing, the resources, the opportunities. When you are in harmony with this dance, when you are in synchronization with this partnership, you become practically unstoppable. You become capable of creating things you never imagined possible. You become capable of building a legacy that transcends your individual life and contributes to the collective evolution of humanity. Stellar Seeds, you have come this far in this transmission because there is something within you that knows you are more than you thought you were. There is something within you that recognizes the truth in these words. There is something within you that is awakening, that is remembering, that is activating. And now, in this moment, you have a choice. You can close your eyes to this truth. You can go back to your previous life, to your cosmic amnesia, to your sleeping existence. Or you can say yes. You can say yes to your true nature. You can say yes to your galactic legacy. You can say yes to the life you came to live. If you choose to say yes, if you choose to awaken, if you choose to begin building your galactic legacy, there are things you need to do. There are steps you need to take. There is a journey you need to undertake. But know that you are not alone on this journey. The Arcturian Council is with you. The Arcturian source is flowing through you. There are beings of light. There are galactic intelligences. There is an entire network of cosmic support that is waiting to help you. All you need to do is ask. All you need to do is open yourself to receive. All you need to do is begin to act as if you really believed that you are an Arcturian stellar seed with a galactic legacy to build. So, in this moment, I invite you to make a declaration. I invite you to place your hand on your heart and say these words with all the truth, with all the intention, with all the faith you can muster. I am an Arcturian stellar seed. I recognize my true cosmic origin. I activate my Arcturian blueprint. I anchor my higher consciousness in the physical plane. I amplify my resonance field. I open myself to the harmonic support of the universe. I embody my abundant self. I trust in galactic orchestration. I am ready to build my galactic legacy. I am power. I am purpose. I am legacy. When you make this declaration, when you really feel these words resonating in your being, you are sending a signal to the universe. You are telling the Arcturian Council that you are ready. You are telling the Arcturian Source that you are open. You are telling yourself that you believe in yourself. And when you do this, when you really commit to this truth, things begin to change. Opportunities begin to appear. People begin to appear. Resources begin to appear. Because you are in resonance, you are in harmony, you are in alignment with your true purpose. But there is one last thing I want you to know. There is one last truth that the Arcturian Council wants you to understand, and that truth is that you are not here just for yourself. You are here to help other stellar seeds awaken. You are here to be a beacon of light in a world that is in transition. You are here to contribute to the collective evolution of humanity. Because when you awaken, when you activate your potential, when you begin to build your galactic legacy, you create a wave of frequency that affects everyone around you. You inspire other people to awaken. You give permission to other people to shine. You contribute to the transformation of the planet. So, I invite you to share this message. I invite you to bring this transmission to other stellar seeds you know. I invite you to be a channel for the Arcturian frequency. Because each person who awakens, each stellar seed that activates their potential, each being that begins to build their galactic legacy, contributes to the change that the planet needs. It contributes to the evolution that humanity is going through. It contributes to the creation of a new world, a world based on higher frequencies, on higher values, on a deeper understanding of reality. And if this message resonated with you, if you felt the call, if you feel that this transmission is part of your path, then subscribe. Stay connected with this frequency. Stay in the flow of this revelation that is unfolding. Because this is just the beginning. There is much more to come. There is much more to be revealed. There is much more to be activated within you. The Arcturian Council is just beginning its transmission to the stellar seeds of Earth. And you are invited to be part of it. You are invited to be part of this transformation. You are invited to be part of building a new world. I am Anya, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I honor you, Arcturian stellar seed. I honor your courage. I honor your willingness to awaken. I honor your commitment to your galactic legacy. May you be blessed with clarity, with strength, with abundance, and with the ability to build the legacy that you came to seed here on Earth. May you always be guided by the Arcturian source. May you always trust in galactic orchestration. And may you always remember that you are not alone. The Arcturian Council is with you. Always.